Let me go ahead and pause the music here. How to improve my spacing? Genuinely asking? We can go into that. I can show you some stuff after here. I always end up hitting standing heavy punch outside of range and get blown up. Okay. Oh yeah, because you play Marissa, right? Here, let's go ahead and just talk about. I can help you talk about that right now. All right. We'll watch these three, and then we'll go from we'll go those ones.
Fight with all your heart.
Bring the heat. Round one. Fight.
All right. Schwak just holding through. Okay. Yeah, I would have had to parry there.
Round two. Fight.
Yeah, they're the Gladiuses. DI. Alright. Okay, nice. Good option. Nice standing punch. Counter hit. Yeah. Oh, big heavy kick, yep. Hey, trapper jab. Dangerous. Oh, good lord. All right. All right, let's watch this one again here. We'll go play by play here. So overall, I would say to start off with, throughout the match, it looked like you were improving in terms of how you were playing neutral, and like deciding on what options to take here. But we'll talk about it here in a bit, like what the kind of issues were here. So to start off with, when you're fighting against DJ as Marissa, you have to remember that DJ doesn't actually have... This is actually not a terrible matchup for Marissa, because DJ doesn't really have a lot of lows that he can like specifically combo off of to beat out Gladius in neutral. Obviously, he has good long ranging normals. Like his crouching medium kick goes pretty far, and you can try and slide under some things. His standing light kick can kind of work here and there as well. But you have to not be afraid to use Gladius. You weren't ending a lot of your strings in Gladius as well to just get that chip damage, and we'll see it here. So like right here, right? Because you're talking about like, when do I space out heavy punch? Right, like when you're this far away, right? Like heavy punch is not gonna reach. If you're trying to like catch him pushing a button, he's not going to. Not at this distance, right? Heavy punch really shouldn't be a button that you're just using in neutral willy-nilly, unless you're like, you know, ending of a block string, you walk back slightly, then heavy punch, right? Just doing heavy punch in neutral is a little risky because it does go pretty far, but it's not as far as you think. It's mainly a really good whiff punish tool and a spacing trap tool. Just kind of throwing it out in neutral is a little bit scary to do, as you'll see here, because if your opponent has got good whiff punishes, it's got a lot of recovery. So really in this matchup, you want to be starting with your layer 1, which would be throwing out Gladius, right? See how your opponent deals with Gladius first before you start trying other buttons. I don't know how much experience you have fighting Chris Norb, because this was a custom room. I don't know if you fought him before or anything like that. But in general, when it comes to these kind of matchups, generally speaking for Marissa, always, her first layer is using Gladius in neutral. Can your opponent whip punish Gladius? Can your opponent, do they know how to perfect parry Gladius? Do they know how to deal with it, right? If your opponent starts finding consistent ways to deal with Gladius, then you start mixing up other tools to fight with in neutral. Because if your opponent is constantly walking away from you to try and whip punish Gladius, that means you can close the distance. First set with him. Okay. Yeah, missed here. Unfortunately, you just charged the heavy punch just a little late. Yeah, you just got to be faster. It's DJ. His heavy kicks don't have as much recovery as his EX ones, I believe. It's just, it'd be like that. Punching low. Yeah, heavy punch again here. Just a bit too far away. Like, he pushes, like, the thing with crouching medium kick on DJ is it pushes you so far away, but you also walked away and did it. If you did heavy punch immediately, you probably would have reached him. He wouldn't have gotten hit, but you would have reached him at least. So it's one of those things also where you just kind of got to be aware. It's not DJ's turn after crouching medium kick, right? So if he does crouching medium kick and you block it, doing standing heavy punch immediately is not a bad option either, because it'll reach him, generally, right? Depending on how spaced out it is. Yeah, drive rush jab. Another big thing for trying to stop drive rush, especially against DJs, standing medium punch is the god button for Marissa to stop drive rush. If you see green, standing medium punch. Generally speaking, if you see green, standing medium punch, it'll stop almost all drive rushes because it is very disjointed. Yep, and also poking with crouching medium punch, very crucial with Marissa as well. Very good button as well. Step kick. You mashed here. What'd you do? You went for throw, I think, from the looks of it. Or was that supposed to be... Let me see here. Step kick. Oh, I think... Oh, okay. So you try to do EX scoot him right after immediately. Okay. That's actually not bad. This is fine. I saw you do it later. This is a good mix-up. The same as normal. Right up. Grab rush jab. Standing medium punch. Very good to stop that. Yeah, heavy punch here. Again, you got to throw Gladius out, right? And we see in the next round, you got to throw Gladius to fight back. Especially in neutral against DJ. DJ does not have, like, again, he doesn't have drive rush, like, he doesn't have a crouching low that, like, he can combo off of, right? So you just got to be aware of that. Like, fight with Gladius in neutral. Superman punch also is a thing that you have as well. DI, and again, don't ever random DI. I know, like, sometimes you kind of just get in that thing where it's just like, okay, I got to do something to kind of just get the pressure going here. You're Marissa. Right? At any point, you can just you can hit him once and blow him up for all of his health. You got to be patient. You got to be patient. Don't risk it. There's no point. And while a lot of people say, oh, DJ's a DI-able character, that's when he's, like, doing sway and, like, doing his mix-ups on you. If it's just a neutral, he's got a lot of buttons he can cancel off of. Yeah, and then big damage here. He goes in. Throw. You just got to guess here. He backs off. I don't know what he's looking for, but he backed off. And he got it. You would have had to parry that, so no problems there. I mean, you had to guess. Yeah, here we start seeing you poke with, like, standing medium kick. You got closer there and did heavy punch. Yeah, you got to end in Gladius also. You need to make sure you're consistently ending in Gladius when you hit with the crouching medium punch. Unless you can't drive cancel off of it. Like, just get that chip damage. Got to get that chip damage, especially against, like, DJ. He hits you here. You get up. And make sure you're parrying fireballs whenever you can. Also crucial. You don't want to just give him free drive meter. Yeah, Superman punch got beat by so back kick. Yep, good spacing there. Jab, jab into crouching medium punch. Good stuff. Superman punch. Yeah, crouching medium kick. Good button. Yeah. Yep, and again, Gladius. Very good button. So here you start fighting with Gladius because he's doing a lot of Sobak kicks. He's trying to space you out with Sobak kick. DJ cannot do that against Marissa. He shouldn't be able to be doing it belligerently, right? Like, you got to punish him for it. Dude, you got to throw Gladius out there, right? Force him to go for lows. And once you force him to have to do, like, drive rush lows and stuff, like, then this fight will become a lot easier for you because he has to take a lot bigger risks trying to go for those. Right, and his crouching medium kick does not go as far as your Gladius does either. So if you space that out, it's a lot harder for DJ to fight you. Superman punch, no punish. Driver's jab, hard to deal with. Again, standing medium punch if you can. Yeah. Again, you gotta be careful. If you see green, your first reaction should be standing medium punch. You should never DI. You should never ever DI. Again, if he had hit you there, that would have been game. See, that was good. Good call here. A lot of people are aware that, you know, step kick is -3, and so they try to take your turn back. EX phalanx or scoot him. Very good. Solid option. Grab rush in, fireballs, standing medium punch. Good stuff. Walk back, standing medium punch. That really should be your answer to most block strings. You walk back slightly, standing medium punch. Very, very good for Marissa. Or just immediately standing medium punch. Yeah, like right here, right? So when you're fighting right here, obviously that was I assume you meant to do another. Oh, I think okay, you meant to do heavy punch. I think you just accidentally fat fingered crouching forward medium punch. Even then, again, Gladius here, right? Back up a little bit, Gladius. He's just fighting with Sobak kick and heavy kick, right? Just Gladius him. You force him to use lows, right? Force him to stop your Gladius pressure. If he's not going to commit to a low or something that hits below your waist, just use Gladius. And again, that is true against most characters. Obviously, if you're fighting Luke, you're fighting Ryu, you're fighting Ken, they got good low forwards to beat you. But your first layer should be, can my opponent beat Gladius? Can they stop me from just throwing out Gladius and just chipping them out? Hey. Okay, in the corner here. Sway. He's got the good spacing here. Drive rush jab. Trade there. Yeah, you gotta stop him from just getting in on you again. If you see him dashing in and out like this, you gotta standing medium punch him. Yeah, heavy punch. Again, like, obviously, you gotta get used to that distancing. I just don't like to throw out heavy punch all that often because it's got a lot of whiff recovery. It's a good button, but you just gotta be very careful. Heavy kick, yeah, he's just going with pressure here, throw. Also, against a lot of these characters, don't be afraid to wake up EX scoot him. Also, you know, if people are just doing meaties constantly on you, EX scoot him on wake up, right? Force them to throw you. Also, like, force them to actually mix up their pressure.
Bring the heat.
Bring the heat.
Fight.
Let's jump in. Nice. Good whiff. Nice. Alright, yeah. A little greedy. Back throw. Alright. Probably try to whiff, catch a button. Oh, good lord. He makes this comeback. Okay. I gotta parry those. There you go. Yep. You can play this slowly. Oof. Alright. Yeah, throw. Now you're in a really bad position here. Still got the life lead, but yeah, DI. Good comeback from him.
Round 2. Fight.
Good whip punish. Alright. Oh, no confirm. Unfortunate. Happens. Good jump. He answered that well. Yeah, play patient here again. You got Gladius here in neutral. You don't lose anything, right? Like just a quick Gladius, a heavy Gladius, right? He's playing in the range of your Gladius, like right at the edge of it. He's not in range to crouching medium kick you. Just throw Gladius out. Like, don't be afraid to. Don't spam it, right? Because he'll jump at you. Don't spam it, but don't be afraid to use it. Like he's just using the heavy kick. He's just fighting with heavy kick here. Yep, good standing beam punch. For level 3, yeah. Is this kill? Oh my god. No, do not kill. But he's in a very bad spot here. Yeah, exactly what I would have done. I mean, he could have level 3'd, but you caught him. Good stuff. Yep, Gladius, good stuff. Jumping in. Nice drive rush. No confirm, but you stopped him at least. Alright, he burned himself out. Nice. Somewhat risky because he could have got an Moki there, but. Yep. Yeah, see, he's trying to whip punish that Gladius there because that was a bit far. That one was a bit far. But again, you just walk in a little bit. Nice. Good stuff, good stuff. Alright, let's go ahead and watch this one and pause it here. Alright. Yeah, he's drive rushing in. Again, standing medium punch. You would have recovered in time and he backed off. Just do it once. Just tap standing medium punch. You see green, do it. Alright. Good confirms here. Yeah, that was a good hit here. The heavy charging the heavy punch, not a terrible option. Again, like I know you're trying to like maybe wait for something, but it replace a lot of heavy punch with Gladius. Yeah, I mean, again, like it's with Gladius, it has more range, right? Against characters that don't have a lot of really good lows to deal with it, like just use it, abuse it. If you force him to jump at you, you can still Gladius his jump ins a lot of the time, right? Like Gladius is a very versatile tool. This is a good hit here. Step kick. Yeah, so here you got a little greedy, right? He was already blocking low. You could have just done drive rush heavy punch, which would be +1, and then gone for like EX Scudum or something crazy if you really wanted to make a big call out. But yeah, don't be careful with going all in on that combo. So here in this situation, right? You have almost full health and he has literally nothing, right? When you're in this situation, all you need is one low, one crouching light kick, right? Here you're playing pretty well, keeping him in the corner, right? You're playing this pretty solidly. I don't know if needing the neutral jump there was really a thing. You really didn't need the neutral jump. He wasn't jumping at you at all, and you could have just kept him there, right? He needs to make a big call out. You just need to get one hit. And again, here why it's really important you parry these. You gotta parry these. Yeah, here in this situation, right? Again, like this would be one of those situations where doing like random DI would not be a horrendous option because he can't survive a DI, right? So if you did like standing medium punch DI or crouching medium punch DI, he has to parry it, right? So it's not the and if he parries it, he's only +3. It's not even punishable, right? Unless he perfect parries it. So that is an option if you really want to force him to see if he has those reactions or if he'll level 1, which level 1 is not even invincible, so I don't even think it would beat the DI. So, like, that's also one of the things where you got to be aware of as well. Like, this is one of those situations where the DI would have been okay. right? Again, like here, Gladius. You got a Gladius, right? He only thing he's poking with here is heavy kick, right? I know you're probably waiting for something here, but you can drive rush heavy punch, right? Force him to have to make a reaction as well. If you really want to force the issue, you can drive rush heavy punch. If not, just wait back and wait for him to drive rush you. If he fireballs you infinitely, it doesn't matter. You can lame him out. You need to get one hit. You need to react to one thing. And if you keep your distance and keep your and like if he's keeping away from you, you can easily react to drive rush from full screen with a standing medium punch, right? Let him make a mistake here, right? You need to react to one thing. That's it. If he throws you, you back roll, you're good, right? Especially if you're mid screen. If he throws you, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, right? Play this smart. Like standing medium kick, very good here. Yeah, this jump was whatever. That's fine. Superman punch, okay. Crouching medium kick, like that was good there as well. Again, like backing up and then Spartan kick. A little risky. Again, not parrying. Again, you're still not in a terrible spot here. You have the life lead, you have full drive meter, and then you try the DI. And he just happened to drive rush throw you, so. In those situations, right, force your opponent to have to make those reactions that like kind of change up his game plan, right? If you have that little health left, if they're not in you can do a very obvious move into DI, right? Because if they react and be like, oh man, DI, I press DI also, they die. Like they die. They don't have enough health to stop it, so they have to parry it, or they have to level 1 or something, which DJ can't do with level 1 because level 1 is not invincible. Yeah, big pressure here. Yeah, stopping it. Unfortunately, you dropped the combo or the confirm there. Don't forget, if he's that close to you, you can do 3 jabs into it. Though I know sometimes it's usually risky to do the 3rd jab if he's a bit too far away, because sometimes it doesn't connect, so I get it. Yeah, throw pressure here. Just gotta guess. Neutral jump. I'm completely surprised at the lack of jumping from either player here, by the way. Like, neither of you guys jumped at each other this entire game. Yeah, good standing medium kick. Pretty negative, but good stuff. Yeah, he just hit you right when you unleashed the Gladius, so it was just unlucky. Nice standing medium punch. Good stuff. That's negative. Superman punch. Yeah, good stuff. I mean, Superman punch, again, a little dangerous there if he had been buffering level 3, but it worked. You just needed to get the chip damage. So, again, in that situation when he has level 3, if you think he's buffering it, like if you see him like going up and down quickly, right, then you just gotta like play a little slow. Don't drive rush, right? Just try to get like a hit in. But again, you got the Superman punch. It worked out. So, not a bad option. Neutral jump. Good confirm. He just didn't press anything. Gladius. Right, yep. Reversal, that's fine for you. Good jabs. Yeah, again here, like, just charge Gladius, right? The mix-up with Gladius also, don't forget, like, if you... there's also the mix-up on whether or not you fully charge it or you just do a quick Gladius, right? And that's hard to whiff punish a lot of the times if you're mixing up your timings of when you do Gladius. Especially if you do light Gladius, if you do heavy Gladius, right? It's not always super easy to whiff punish it all the time, especially when you're in the corner, like when you're having to worry about so many other things. So don't be afraid to just like charge a Gladius or just throw out a Gladius quickly, right? Yeah, fighting back here, it was kind of nuts, but it worked. And again here, right, he's fighting back in neutral with heavy kick, right? Like, the step kick does a lot of chip damage. You gotta also remember that's +1 in burnout. So, now, let me just jump in the training mode here to show off some stuff for Marissa. Yeah, for a lot of the stuff in neutral, right, like, especially when you're, like, in this distance, heavy punch is okay, but, like, notice how, like, here, like, heavy punch doesn't reach, right? Look how close we are. Heavy punch is generally a good button if you think your opponent's gonna like push a medium, like push something that's just out of range after you space yourself out, right? This is a very good advancing whiff punish button. If you're just fighting in neutral, right, like Gladius, Gladius reaches pretty far, right? Like, look how close, like, look how much more that reaches comparatively, right? So, like, heavy Gladius specifically as well, like, reaches very, very far, right? You can throw quick light Gladiuses if they're pretty close to you, right? Crouching medium punch, like, light Gladius. Crouching medium punch, you charge it, do a heavy one, get plus frames, right? Or just, you know, charge a normal one also, right? Like, you can mix up what you do. And you just gotta kind of keep your opponent guessing in that sense. If your opponent is DJ here, right? Like, DJ does not have, like, a very easy, accessible, like, crouching medium kick into a lot of damage to stop your Gladius, right? If you get hit by a knockdown once or twice, it's not the end of the world for you, right? Like, if DJ, right, if DJ just hits you with this, right? Like, look at the distance here, right? Like, look how close, he has to be pretty close to you to get this off, right? He could slide at you. He could try and slide at you, but even slide is a very risky maneuver, right? Because if you block slide, you blow him up for it, right? So, like, DJ has to take some somewhat risk. Like, light kick, also, look how close he has to be for light kick, right? So, like, Gladius is a very strong button against DJ in a lot of situations, right? Because he doesn't have access to a lot of, like, really long-reaching lows to easily deal with it. While you can, like, kind of keep him spaced out here and mix up your approach options with, like, Superman punch and whatnot, right? Like, if you think he's gonna go in for a low, you just Superman punch instead, right? But Gladius in and of itself stops a lot of DJ's pressure. Again, it's not the be-all end-all. DJ has other options, right? That he could do like drive rush sway. You know, he can try and mix you up. Like, DJ can still get in your face and force you to do stuff. But if DJ is trying to play neutral with you, you have a lot better of a time fighting him there, right? Because his long-reaching normals, like the stuff that's really strong about DJ, are all mids, right? They all go horizontally and very far, but you beat that. That's what Marissa's really good at fighting against, right? With Gladius. So heavy punch, right? Heavy kick. If he does so bad kick, right? All those things lose to Gladius. Right, especially because he has to be pretty far in to do it. So, there you see, like Gladius, you can beat whatever it might be. Right, if he whips it in your face, you can charge it. Boom. Superman punch there as well. Or maybe half circles here. Yeah, but you have a lot of ways to just beat a lot of what DJ does in neutral because of that, right? He can't just belligerently push a lot of the really good buttons he has against you because Gladius stops all of them, which again forces him to have to play very differently and with punishing against you. And the moment you start getting DJ to have to play slower and walk away from you, then you just walk him down to the corner. Like, another good time to do heavy punch, right? Could be like jab, 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 walk back heavy punch, right? That's also a pretty good option. You can do something like that, right? If your opponent is like, to catch your opponent maybe pushing something. Crouching medium punch, heavy punch, right? If you do like a tip of crouching medium punch, you can do a heavy punch right after as well. That's a pretty good spacing trap. Right, like if we do like, see, like if you space this out, you can like that. This is when you should be using heavy punch, right? To whip punish stuff. Because if they block this, like you're -3. You're -3, and if it's mid screen also, like it doesn't matter. Like let me just block it here. Boom. Yeah, if you do like this, right? You can't throw. You're spaced out. I learned something like this and then just went ham using heavy punch. Yeah, and you got to be careful, right? Like heavy punch, when you see it, like when you see high-level players using it, they're not just belligerently throwing it out, right? That's not what they're doing. A lot of the times it's because they're doing spacing traps, right? They're trying to space out what they're doing against their opponent and like trying to call out them doing certain things, right? And it depends on who you're fighting and like on what buttons you'll do. But generally speaking, like this is what you'll be doing with Marissa, right? You can do crouching medium kick also into heavy punch. Also another good option if your opponent's not doing like is jabbing after. Like that's what you should be using heavy punch for. In neutral, great whiff punish tool. Amazing whiff punish tool. Throwing it out randomly, you got to be very careful because it doesn't have that much range. It's not as much range as you think it does, right? Like, it has pretty good range if your opponent pushes a button, right? Because it's an advancing normal. But it's not as belligerent. It's not like a button that I can just throw out in neutral all the time. If you want your good long-range neutral button, that's Gladius, right? Gladius is your long-range neutral button. Standing medium kick, crouching medium kick, right? You know, you can also forward knee. Forward knee is also good. Anyways, man, like I said, I hope that all helps. If you have any other questions, always willing to help. So